We're back already with the new Dead Man Wonderland. Hey everybody, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to episode 2 of Tougen Anki. I refer to this as like the new Dead Man Wonderland because the blood powers that we saw in episode 1 kind of make me think of that, you know? And that was a notable thing from Dead Man Wonderland. But the story here otherwise is not quite the same. We have our main character whose name I cannot remember right now, but he is a descendant of the Oni. And because of this, he grows up being raised by a member of the descendants of the Momotaro. And his father raises him just completely as his son, but eventually the rest of the Momotaro group tracks him down and go after him. His father gets into a fight with his former student and gets killed in the process, which causes our main character to unleash his powers. He manages to win, drives the other guy back, and causes him to flee. And so our main character now has to kind of figure out what's going on and what to do next and everything after this kind of like very sudden, eye-opening, and terrifying introduction to this world. I mentioned in the first impression we did for episode 1 that the reason I was checking this out is because I saw like a TikTok or whatnot of like this female character's in it. I pointed her out in the intro and everything. And it's like, it got me interested. Sometimes that's all it can take. Sometimes your horniness can get you to check something out. What can I say? She's hot. But like in all seriousness, sometimes a character design like that can do it. Sometimes an opening can do it. People check out anime for all kinds of different reasons, and if it's because a character they see is hot and they want to know more, it's like, that's valid. There's nothing wrong with that. But the first episode gave me a lot more to chew on, and it was very interesting and unique. Even if the kind of general idea of it had been done before, it's the way it's like integrating in the real life legend of Momotaro. And I'm very curious to see like if they're going to integrate the animals. I don't think they integrate the animals into the first episode. But like for the legend of Momotaro fought the Oni with the pheasant, the monkey, and the dog. So I'm wondering if those are going to be introduced into here at all. So I'm very curious. But yeah, we're getting back to this rather quickly because I decided to take a break on the summer Hikaru died. We will be back to that. We're just taking a break for now. And getting to this, because I've wanted to get back to it. Other people have wanted me to get back to it, so I'm getting back to it. And one last little note, if the lighting in here looks weird, it's raining. I don't know if you can hear it right now, but it's like, it was darker, it's lightening up a little bit now, so I guess the storm is passing, but it's been dark, it's been raining, and so the lighting's been kind of wonky. Because of that, I've tried to do a little adjustment on the lighting and coloration with OBS here, but, you know, can only do so much. Hopefully the lighting improves, but we'll tackle that when we get to it. For now, we're just going to get to episode 2 of this and see what happens. I don't expect this this woman to come in right away, because I had only been, like, hearing about her around the time that I did the first impression. So I'm assuming she's like a little bit into the season. Um, she is in the opening, so she's gonna be in here, but we'll see how she's integrated and when. But I'm still interested in the rest of what this show has to offer, so let's get into it and see what it has in store. Hold up just a sec. Before you click that link down in the description below to get to today's video, I want to remind you of all the awesome content we have both on this channel and the Princess of Gaming channel. Let's check it out. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. Okay, so we are continuing with this in a notable way. We have an entire military academy for this, which again, it's not really that unique of a concept. Like many anime have done this, where it's like, oh, the character unlocks their powers, now they have to go to school for these powers and stuff. A lot of anime do like school sort of situations for all of this, and it's just a trope, I guess. It's something that's never, like, in some cases made a lot of sense to me, but in some cases it does. In this case, I would say it makes sense. Because we have like these two opposing factions at war with each other. And the Oni are basically protecting themselves at this point. And so they have to be able to train themselves to become stronger and fight against the Momotaro agency on the front lines. So having an academy to do so, a military training academy, makes sense. Though the standards for getting in seem to be pretty high. Our teacher here, I don't remember his name right now. He very much reminds me of Aizawa at the beginning of My Hero Academia, where he's threatening to expel everyone if they don't live up to his standards. With Aizawa, he claimed it was a logical deception, I believe is the terms he used. And I wonder if it's kind of the same thing here. Like it's just a test to see how they'll react and how they'll improve and what they'll do about it. But I don't know for sure by any means. Now, we actually get to see the character that got me interested in checking out this show here. It said her name was Kuina. So she's another one of the students. Now, from what we saw of the students here, they seem to be of a very notable disparity of ages. I wouldn't say, like, they all look like they're around the same age. Kuina, for example, looks notably older than the rest of them. I have this muted, so let me go back to them to see them all again. So the first guy we see here is the one who is Jin Kogasaki. He's the one that our main character Shiki is having, the fight with. They look like they're probably about the same age, though it's sometimes hard to tell when a character's wearing a mask, to be fair. And then after that we have Ikari Yaoroshi, who is the other guy who can't control his horns yet. He also seems to be about the same age. Then you have, after them, the next one introduced is Kuina, who looks like she's maybe like a couple years older than them. Like, she doesn't look like exceptionally older, but she does look older. Kuina Sazanami. Then we have Juji Yusurube, who I would actually say, despite his, like, almost Ida-like personality, Ida from My Hero, He looks younger, I would actually say. Then you have Rokuro Kiriyama. He definitely looks older, and it's not just because of the white hair, or even like the bags under the eyes and everything. He just looks like physically older. And so that's our class, and it seems like it's a pretty small class, which I could imagine there would be like not a lot of people who could be in this. I would imagine that there wouldn't be a lot, kind of like Jujutsu Kaisen and the Jujutsu Academy of Tokyo. It's like there's just not going to be a lot of possible applicants. Um, but let me see. I actually kind of I feel like looking up their ages won't be like a big spoiler or anything, so I'm kind of curious. So let me see. Jin Kogasaki. Okay, so Jin is 17, according to the wiki here. Um, I should look up Shiki as well. Shiki is 17. So they're probably going to be like all around that age then, like 17 to maybe 20. I would say is probably going to be the oldest. So yeah, these two. Next we have Ikari Yaoroshi. It would help if it hit the right keys. Also 17. Oh, I don't think the pink-haired girl's name came up, by the way. I think she's the only one who we didn't see the name of. She just never spoke up. Okay, so interestingly, Kuina's birthday is known, but her actual age is not. Kuina doesn't have a listed age anywhere in here. But everything I'm seeing, like, everyone pretty much agrees she's definitely older. And you could tell by looking at her she's old. And not because of the giant tits. I want to make that very clear. You could tell by looking at her that she is older. But I wouldn't say like a lot older. I'd say like a couple years. Like I'd say she's maybe like 19. I could believe that. Juji Uzurube. Because, I mean, logically and realistically, not all of these characters would be the same age. Oh, Juji is younger. Juji is 16. Wow, I called that. I really called that. I'm not going to look up the pink-haired girl because I'm going to wait to, like, learn her name and everything. Oh, no, it did show her name. No, sorry, I was wrong. Yeah, Homare Biobugaura? That is a name. Okay, apparently her age is also not specified. That's interesting. I'd say she's probably 17 or 18 based on her appearance here. Oh, hold on. Rokuro. Rokuro. No, not Romero. Kiriyama? Also seems to be unstated. Okay. So, the girls and Rokuro do not have, like, officially, like, confirmed canon ages. And that kind of makes me, also, wow, like, I'm gonna have to fix this. Hold on. Eh. I mean, maybe a little better. Okay. Give me a second. That doesn't look too bad. The light is starting to come out outside, so after the rain has seemingly passed. But yeah, I'm thinking the girls and Rokuro then are probably older. I don't know why their ages would be unspecified compared to everyone else. But Rokuro and Kuina definitely look older. They definitely look like they're a couple years older than everyone else. Homura, I could go either way. Homura is one of those characters who I just can't really place. So kind of maybe in the middle, but I did call that Juji was the youngest. I'm actually kind of proud of that. But yeah, these characters are very interesting so far, and I'm very curious to see what they do with them. I'm curious to see how all their powers manifest. We only get like a little look into their personalities here as well. Um, it seems like they all have like a bit of a combative nature, except maybe Homura and Rokura. The others, Rokuro. I'll get their names down. Um, it seems like those are the two without, like, at least as of now, a combative nature. The others all seem to be like excited for this game of tag, this test, and getting to show off their powers and everything. And yeah, I'm very curious to see what their powers are and how they fight. Um, but yeah, this was a good start with this episode, kind of like introducing us to everything, showing us we're on this island, we're at this academy, Resetsu Academy, and it's just kind of like it's expositing stuff to us, of course, but it's doing so in a way where it's like, yeah, it kind of needs to. We kind of need to like learn this information right off the bat so we can move on with the story. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with getting an episode that just explains some things to us, introduces us our core cast, and gets us to understand more about what's going down. It's obviously going to delve into more depth with the story and the issues between the Momotaro and the Oni. We're going to get a lot of that as we go along, but this is a good like beginner's course, you could say. And so, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think that we're going to kick things off from here, though. And like I said, you could compare this to a lot of things. There's like comparisons you can make to Jujutsu Kaisen, to Naruto, to My Hero Academia, with how this is being done. And I'm fine with that. I find no issue with that at all. I think it's completely fair that a lot of anime are taking inspiration from others these days. Well, manga and anime. I think that's just going to happen. And when they're all, like shown in, like these battle shown in action shows, yeah, they're going to take some keys from each other and do some things that are more unique. But yeah, it makes sense. But all of that being said, I'm excited to get into this. I'm excited to see what more we have to offer in the coming weeks. I don't know how long this season is going to be. I'm thinking based off of like where it's currently at and the fact that I think it said like the total number of episodes of the season was unknown. It's either going to be like a double core series, or it's going to be a show that doesn't really play with the entire core release system and just kind of keeps releasing episodes. We'll see. For the time being, though, tell me what you thought of episode 2 of Tougen Anki in the comments below. And yeah, I'm Connie, and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.